Welcome. Welcome to Cherry Hill. It's a community across the Patapsco River, within view of Baltimore's Inner Harbor, and yet it's a world apart. Welcome to our unique community, a community in transformation, supported by our quarterback organization, Cherry Hill Strong. On the ground, at the heart of the Cherry Hill transformation are the people of Cherry Hill, the voices that carry our stories. Those stories that share the essence of this community, challenges and successes, dimmed beginnings, and visions for a brighter future. Cherry Hill began in the 1940s when Baltimore city leaders built 600 homes near a polluted waterfront next to an incinerator to make room for Black GIs returning home from the war. One of America's first planned Black suburbs, soon to become home to the city's largest concentration of public housing. But this community embodies the belief that it's not where you started, but how you finish.
It has been said many years that, when the soldiers and the military came back from war, that they needed some place to go. So they didn't want them spread around to the other minority. So they put them all in one space. With you putting them there, you thought you were doing more harm. But you did them a favor. Because the beauty of Cherry Hill and how they kept it together made it thrive even more.
As Black people, we strong, man, and we take what we have and make something out of it, right? So, they give us scraps, we make soul food, right? So they give us this community, and it was meant for us to just be in this pocket, right? But within that pocket and us together, we found strength, right? So that's what they created. Just being surrounded by water and being out here on the island is what people call it, which we are a destination community, right? So you have to be coming here for a specific reason, or a friend or a family, right? So that kind of makes us special in a way, because you don't just happen upon Cherry Hill. You come to Cherry Hill for a reason, right? And there's something here that you need or you want.
Subconsciously, it gives the residents of Cherry Hill ownership. While we may not own the land, we own our experiences. While we may not own different things, we own our rights to this community. To have that foundation of freedom is what helps propel the community forward without the community residents even knowing.
What Baltimore don't know about Cherry Hill is that we're a very loving and tight-knit community, right? And what they don't appreciate or realize is that the views of Cherry Hill, we're surrounded by water, right? So we have some beautiful views, and just relationship generations out here, and yeah, just the closeness of the community.
I think what most of Baltimore does not understand or appreciate about Cherry Hill is the camaraderie amongst the neighbors in the community. There are a lot of things in Cherry Hill that you probably wouldn't know about unless you engage in Cherry Hill. There are a lot of programs that are very uplifting to the children and also to the parents and also to the families. So I think there's a lot of hidden gems in Cherry Hill that people kind of overlook because of the stigma that they've had or thought about the past in Cherry Hill.
The whole Cherry Hill is a family, but it's not a whole lot of communication unless people are getting together for repasses and things like that. And it needs to be more events where people gather together to communicate with each other and, spread more unity with each other.
I know that there's been plenty of residents that come in that don't want to be here because they're placed here because of housing or because financially it's a cheaper space to live than other places in the city. and they come here and they like, I don't want to live here. It's an island. I can't stand it. There's no grocery store. It's boring. And then they start to become acclimated in Cherry Hill culture. And then they get a transfer. And they say, no, I don't want to leave my community because my friends are here. My family are here. My children develop relationships that they wouldn't have developed in other places in Baltimore. I think the foundation of the Cherry Hill community being a Black planned community showcases how important having your own space is.
Our family that we all are, and how strong we are. Just give us a chance. We always was a family. Everybody gonna fight in a family. And then what we do? Come right back together around that table and joke and play. They need to come back around this table.
How is your voice being heard?
By talking loud. I'm sorry. By talking loud and keep doing what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Because if I stop talking, they ain't gonna listen.
Yes, I feel like I have a voice with the future plans. I do know that many surveys were given out to community members and leaders and organizations, meetings being held to get our input as to what's going on in the community, and the development of the Cherry Hill Transformation Plan itself had input from various stakeholders, and I was a part of that as well. A lot of things that's been put in place that us as the parents have kind of suggested, and Cherry Hill Elementary and a few of the other resources have really listened to our opinions and made us feel a part of the change.
I've chosen to get involved with Cherry Hill because I saw a change. I'm a firm believer that if you're not at the table, then you're on it. And I refuse to allow my community to be ushered into darkness and not have people there who truly care about the community to speak up for it. The difference that I hope to make by getting involved is encouraging the youth. When you get children involved and you plant a seed young, regardless of where they go in life, they believe that that's a norm. So it's changing views, adjusting norms to bring a brighter future for the children.
A holistic approach, yep. In this small space on a peninsula, there's got to be a domino effect of once you improve one, you improve education, schools, youth, jobs, you improve all of it. That the youth of Cherry Hill community needs consistency with better housing, consistency with better jobs, consistency with better education, and consistency with knowing that right in their community, they have help if they need it.
My name is Tom Bethea. I've been living in Cherry Hill for over 50 years. I was raised in Cherry Hill. Through the years of growing up, following the footsteps of a lot of leaders that we have, I picked up a lot of ways, which I started my own organization, the Cherry Hill Community Building Alumni, back in 2009. But going through recreation at a young age, I even coached. I started out at 15 years old, coaching a women's 18 and under basketball squad. I was under Mr. Warner Wells, one of the recreation leaders, which he was one of our mentors. He was a great leader, so I was following the footsteps with him. I started a young kids singing group, and then I carried on each year until I started our own organization that worked with the youth. I have like 43 now, kids that I mentor that nobody don't know nothing about, kids that had problems, but I try to just talk to them before they can stay on the right path. So far I've been successful with that. Sometimes I can't pull no punches. I can't say, oh, this is a great place. I'm glad for this. We're gonna build this, we're gonna do that, we're gonna do that. A bunch of broken promises. And I'm being real with it. So it's a lot of money that came to Cherry Hill. It's a lot of things need to be done out Cherry Hill. But not a penny was spent on that. Being honest with it.
Cherry Hill residents have been sold dreams forever. And it's always this promise of this beautiful waterfront property, but it was always for who? I think with the transition of Cherry Hill Strong coming in, really being an anchor for the Black voice, really being that representative for people who feel like there's no representative for them. They're able to speak truth to our plight, to our hopes, to what we want to see in our community instead of what government may want to do to our community.
So the Sankofa bird is a West African symbol that really depicts a bird that's facing forward, but its head is turned backwards, sort of retrieving an egg from its back. And the story around that is supposed to be that, like, while we are facing forward and looking for progress, we have to go back and remember the lessons from the past. That there's always a nugget from the past that we need in order to move forward. And so it's really symbolic of what we're doing here in Cherry Hill with Cherry Hill Strong. Like, we know that there have been a lot of this is not the first initiative. This is not the first time that people have tried to sort of bring together programs, but this is the first time that we're bringing together all the historical knowledge and learning from those other iterations, from what history has taught us, and it's giving us both things to follow and to pursue and things to avoid. So the Sankofa bird is an important symbol to us that says that we are moving forward, but we're bringing the lessons from the past with us. I think we need allies with not just good intentions, but that are analyzing their actions for impact, that are going to have good impact on the community and on the neighborhood. We need allies who are not just in and from Cherry Hill, but folks who recognize what has gone on in this community and recognize how pivotal success in this community is for the rest of our city. If we can get this right in Cherry Hill, we can chart a course for actual liberation for other communities across Baltimore and the United States. That we can pull this off. I know that there's like rising hope and like cautious hope, but like if I could wave a magic wand, that caution would be gone and there would be reckless hope in what we can pull off here in Cherry Hill.